and welcome to the Roy Rogers Riders Club.
Thrill again to the thundering hooves and cattle stampedes, barroom brawls, and shootouts of classic Western features and TV shows. Annie Oakley, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, John Wayne, and all their cowboy pals and sidekicks roam the West once more. Heroes never die on Comedy MX channels. They just ride off into the sunset.
Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Up with them torpedoes, the train will be along any minute.
Take it easy, Hack. If these ain't fixed just right, the engineer will never fall for the signal to stop.
Come on, hurry it up.
Three robberies, brother, and all of them since I became roadmaster. Maybe I should have stuck to being a hogger.
You can't blame yourself none, Dan. You've done all you can.
Looks like that isn't enough. This section is my responsibility, and I aim to see these killers stopped.
Something special in mind?
I need help, Buzzer, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I want you to send a message for me.
Sure, Dan. Where does the message go? And who to?
To Diablo. And the party's name is Annie Oakley.
Let's go.
Sweet shooting, Annie.
Thanks, Lofty. But I gotta keep on practicing.
I don't see why. If I could shoot like that, I figure I had all the practicing I needed.
If you figured that way, you wouldn't be shooting well very long. It's Tagg.
For us, Tagg.
Got a telegram for Annie.
It's from Dan Haywood. He's in trouble.
Yeah? With train robbers, he needs our help.
Not our help, Tagg. You're staying in Diablo. I think Lofty and I can handle this alone.
We'll have to ride back into town and pick up our gear, Annie.
Right.
Oh, let me go with you, Annie.
I'm sorry, Tagg. Maybe next time.
You always say that. You think I was a kid or something.
No, Tagg, and that's final. Now, you promise to mind and stay in Diablo until Lofty and I get back.
Oh, all right.
You wait in a minute, mister.
Isn't someone around here in the habit of meeting incoming trains?
Well, usually do, yeah. Were you on that Dyson that just came in?
That's right.
They come in and out all day. Don't usually carry passengers.
Well, it did this time. Where's the roadmaster?
Dan Hayward? Out the back?
Get him.
Yeah, sure. Huh?
I said get him.
Yeah.
You looking for something, mister?
You. You're Dan Hayward, aren't you?
That's right. What is it you want?
First, you can tell me where the hotel is. Then we'll get things straightened out around here.
The hotel's just down the street.
Take my bags over to the hotel.
You're talking like a real brass collar, son. Like you own the railroad or something.
I do. And I wouldn't be here if I had employees who could take care of things right.
Martin Ellison, I should have known it was you. Just like his pa always joking. Old Tom Ellison used to get me going plenty times, Buzzer.
Yeah?
Let me look at you, Martin. Well. You've certainly grown up. Last time I saw you, you were no bigger than a toy train.
It has been a long time, Dan.
What do you think of this boy? Just like his pa?
I'm afraid I wasn't joking, Dan. Losing 3 payrolls inside of 2 months is no joke.
Of course it isn't, Martin. But we can talk about that later after I get you settled out back. Same place your pa used to stay.
I'll stay at the hotel, thanks.
Suit yourself, son.
We can start talking about the robberies right now.
Take Martin's bags over to the hotel. Fix him up with a nice room.
Sure, Dan.
Now, about those robberies.
Hi there. Can you tell us where to find Dan Hayward?
You Annie Oakley?
That's right.
Well, Dan's inside. He'll be mighty happy to see you after what just came in on the train.
Bad news?
Yeah, and it's wearing a brass collar.
Oh.
What's a brass collar, Annie?
A brass collar is a big shot, Lofty. A railroad executive. Come on.
Nothing could be done, Martin. The men are always masked. They strike fast and disappear faster.
Excuses aren't going to bring back those payrolls, Dan.
I know that. And they're not going to bring back the engineer that was killed either.
Have you got a replacement for him yet?
No. The job's not very popular nowadays. Won't be until after these robberies are cleared up.
You've got a gold train scheduled out in 2 days. Who's going to throttle it?
Kind of figured I would.
You?
Well, I don't know why not. I've been a hogger for over 30 years. When I got this job of roadmaster, I didn't lose any of the old know-how about the kettle.
I came out to see that the train gets through, Dan. I'll be on it with you. I want results this time. No more excuses.
That's why I've sent for help.
Men who can stand up to danger don't need help. I'm afraid you've been railroading too long, Dan. Looks like this job needs a younger man.
Meaning that you aim to pull the pin on me?
I do just what serves the interests of the railroad, Dan. Nothing more, nothing less.
You'll have to take a lot less if you expect to find a better man than Dan Hayward, mister.
Annie!
Hello, Dan.
Lofty!
How are you, Dan?
These are the folks I sent for to help in the robberies. Annie Oakley, Lofty Craig, Martin Ellison.
How do you do? You mean you expect a girl to help?
This girl's special, mister.
She is for certain, you'll see.
I see one thing, Dan, that I should have come out here months ago. You're getting too old to use good judgment.
It was the judgment of men like Dan and your father that built this railroad, Mr. Ellison.
Times have changed, Miss Oakley. Progress is the word now. Ideas have changed.
Meaning old rails are a little rusty, eh, Martin?
Business is business, Dan. I have the company to think of. We've lost a lot of money in these robberies.
I know, Martin, but...
You know Dan's about due for a pension, don't you?
6 months more, Annie.
I'm aware of that. Pensions were my father's idea, not mine. Everybody's got to pull his weight, you know. Can't run a business on sentiment.
You mean you think you're firing Dan with only 6 months to go for a pension?
What I'm thinking is no concern of yours. I go by the book all the way. And I can handle my own affairs.
Why, you...
Lofty, cool down.
Maybe you'd like me to prove what I say, cowboy. Outside.
Yeah, maybe I would.
Please, no trouble. Haven't we got enough already?
This won't be any trouble at all, Dan. Not at all.
This might be just what young Mr. Ellison needs.
I should warn you, cowboy.
I was interstate boxing champion at school.
Oh, thanks for telling me. I'm real impressed. Hey, Annie. Get him.
Laugh while you're able, cowboy.
Okay, Jim. Oh, I'm gonna hate to do this.
Oh, hate to do just what? Look out, your arms make a better fan than your boastful tongue, Mr. Craig. Out, you'll bruise the air.
Stand still, will ya?
I see no point in allowing one of your crude, wild blows to land.
Come on, Lofty, come on. Big one.
Do just what?
You know, you'll never hurt me with one of those fly taps.
Now do I make myself clear, Mr. Craig?
I got something in my eye.
The only thing in your eye was my fist. Let me know when your friend wants another boxing lesson, Miss Oakley. I'll be more than happy to oblige.
You don't know it, mister, but it's a good thing you turned around when you did.
Tagg Oakley.
Hi, Annie. Hi, Dan.
Well, hello, young fella.
What are you doing here? You promised me you were going to stay in Diablo.
I know, but I had my fingers crossed. And besides, I just had to come.
Had to come. Why?
Annie forgot something.
Just what did I forget?
These handcuffs for the train robbers.
You think that even if we catch the 3 men that have been robbing the trains, we'll be able to hold all of them with one pair of handcuffs?
Pretty sad excuse, Tagg.
Oh, speaking of sad excuses, yours isn't very original. Something in your eye.
Oh, so help me, Annie, it's the truth.
You're kidding.
Hey, what's going on here?
Just family secrets, Lofty.
Family secret, my eye.
Oh, how'd you know? And as for you, young man, if you want to keep that secret of yours, you'd better toe the mark, or I'll wallop you till you won't be able to sit a saddle.
Okay, Annie. I promise this time. But really and truly, I thought you needed these handcuffs.
Well, as long as you're already here, you might as well stay.
Gee, thanks.
Okay. Dan, Lofty and I'd like to take a look at that spot where the last holdup took place. You gonna be busy in the morning?
I sure am, Annie. I sure am. Well, I gotta run the engine in from the repair yard. But I can tell you just about where the spot is. The fireman said that it was just north of the 10-mile marker.
Well, that's good enough.
Gee, Dan, suppose I could tag along with you?
Why, sure. That's your name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, here's where we start, Lofty.
Yeah. There's the fired signal torpedoes. But the boys that put them there didn't leave us much of a trail to follow.
Now, that wasn't very thoughtful of them, was it? Come on.
I hate to sound unoriginal, Annie. This looks like the end of the trail.
Well, they could be up in these rocks. Let's take a look. You go to the left and I'll ride around to the right.
All right, but I think it's a waste of time. Nobody'd be up there except maybe some mountain goats. No, I just got the stuff in my
Let me
eyes.
see. Oh, it's alkali. It could be serious. Come on, let's go back to that stream that we just crossed. Now wash it out of your eyes.
No, Annie, you'll get away.
Don't argue with me. You could be blinded. Come on.
Tagg. Go on, turn it.
Gee, Mr. Ellison, I'm sorry. Dan let me drive the engine and I didn't see you there, or I
You let the boy handle this locomotive?
Why, there's no harm done, Martin. I thought Tagg might enjoy it.
Boy, I sure did.
What you thought could have cost the company a lot of money, Dan. Besides almost killing me. A youngster's got no business in a cab, and you know it. You ruined this suit.
Gee, Dan, I'm sorry if I got you in trouble.
Don't you worry, Tagg. I'm afraid Mr. Ellison has got a very short memory.
Meaning what?
Just that you had throttle fever pretty bad, too, Martin. When you were about Tagg's age, I let you do the very same thing, including turning the blow-off valve.
That's before you grew up and let that brass collar go to your head, chap.
Hi, Annie. Hi, Lofty.
Hello, Tagg. Can't you see what he means, Dan? It's progress. Kids aren't kids anymore.
I think what I mean is plain enough. They have no place in trying to run a business.
Your father didn't figure kids that way, Martin. He knew they were the ones that would have to take over one day.
Some of them even inherit the whole business.
And when they do, Craig, they run it as they see fit. Or have you some clever suggestions to make?
Yeah, I got one. But you wouldn't like it.
Dan, I hate to do it, but as soon as I get another roadmaster out here, you're all through. You'll stay on as engineer till then.
You mean you're firing him?
Yes.
What about Dan's pension?
That's unfortunate, Miss Oakley. I can't do anything about it.
Well, taking out the gold train tomorrow is probably my last trip then.
Probably.
Are you certain you want to ride with me?
Absolutely certain. Someone's got to stop these robberies. Doesn't look like the troops here are making any headway. I'll get my gun and meet you in the morning.
Don't shoot yourself, General.
You and Lofty find out anything about the train robbers, Annie?
Yeah, we almost had one of them, Tagg. Well, I got alkali sprayed in my eyes.
What happened?
A mountain goat took a shot at him.
Seems like my eyes are getting me into a lot of trouble these days.
After we got his eyes washed out and went back, the trail had gone cold in the rocks.
Maybe tomorrow those boys will warm it up for us.
I hope not, Lofty.
Oh, please don't worry, Dan. We're going to be on that train with you tomorrow, whether your boss wants us to or not.
Sure, Dan. Besides, with Brass Collar Ellison riding along, you got nothing to worry about.
I wish you meant that, Lofty.
Gosh, we can't let Dan lose his job.
No, we can't, Tagg. But you just remember one thing, young man, that you're here on borrowed time. Even if you did think I really and truly needed those handcuffs. Oh, Tagg.
Find out anything?
Yeah, Martin Ellison, Annie Oakley, and that deputy will be riding along.
So?
So I don't like it. That gal's good with a gun, Hack.
Yeah, when that train pulls out, they'll be laying for us.
Yeah, when that train pulls out. That's it.
That's what?
We won't be looking for trouble until after the train pulls out.
Well, look, boss, I think that we really
Stop
shouldn't...
thinking. All we gotta do is pull that train out ourselves.
Lock her up good, Andy. Get her ready to roll.
Let's make her move.
What is this?
Just stand quiet, no one will get hurt. Drop that belt.
Grab that throttle and get this kittle moving.
Move outside this office and you're dead.
Stop! Mark, look out!
saved my life, Annie. Jumped in front of me and stopped a bullet.
That's not going by the book, is it?
No. No, it's not.
You be all right, Dan?
I'll take care of him, Annie.
It looks like Sierra's gonna have a jail full of train robbers tonight.
It sure does. You take them into town and I'll meet you at the junction.
Right. Come on.
I think there's a brass collar down there that's loosened up just a little.
That's sure the truth, Annie. If Dan hadn't pushed me aside, I'd be wearing a brass halo. I'm going back to the company office where I belong. I should have known with Dan on the job I had nothing to worry about. I was a fool to blame him for the robberies.
Thanks, Martin. Hate to see you people leave, but I sure thank you for what you did, Annie.
Well, being able to help you is all the thanks we need, Dan.
Sure you feel well enough to take this run out, Dan?
Darn right. Old rails may be a trifle rusty, but they're still as tough as ever.
When you get back, Mr. Ellison, throw that book away, will you?
A long way. From now on, I'm going by the one Dad wrote.
That include your boxing style, too?
No, sir. That's one book I can't lose by. Say, come to think of it, you might even become a pretty good boxer yourself. You'll take a few lessons.
I never had any trouble before. And if it hadn't been for my eye, I still think I could have taken you.
I'd be more than happy to give you another chance.
You're on.
Annie, you don't mind holding my hat and coat, do you? I promise I won't hurt him too much.
All right.
I just knew it couldn't happen twice.
Something in my eye.
Guess the hand's quicker than the eye, huh, Annie?
Entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting.
Annie.
Sure is, Lofty. Hey, the snow up on the mountains and it's real sunstroke weather down here. Hey, we got a pound of leather if we're gonna get to Junction City before Tagg's train gets in.
That little brother of yours had better appreciate us meeting him. I just hope this saddle doesn't melt off before we get there.
Oh, Lofty, it's not that hot. Come on, the tracks are just up ahead and we can follow them on in.
Here she comes, Bart. It's your show from here on.
You sure you can handle the job all right? Train's got to be wrecked completely, good enough to put the Dodson line out of business.
Think nothing of it, Mr. Hackett. Young Dodson will never hear me. Not with all the racket in that cab he's riding.
All right, we'll have your horse up the line for you. Get up there and keep out of sight until the engine passes.
Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding, straight shooting, and suspense.
Gate. The lead guard coming up.
Hurry up, kid. We gotta get out of here before they change that guard. Let's get down to Steve and those horses.
What's the matter, kid? I thought you'd be so glad to get shed of these numbers that you'd be the first one out of those rags.
Come on, Jack. Stop wasting time. You want us to get caught? Let him go. Let him go. Glad to be rid of him.
We need him. We gotta have the other half of that map.
Jack ain't got the map. His uncle has. Old codger named Walt Stone. And the right way to find him.
Yeah, the kid'll warn him.
Let him. Walt's half the map ain't no good without mine, and he knows it. Besides, Walt's the kind of man I can handle. Real easy. Let's go.
Annie, look!
Annie Oakley.
Hello, Jack.
Howdy, Tagg.
Hi.
I thought the territory provided a new suit of clothes for released convicts.
Yeah, they do.
But you escaped. Well, I guess that kind of makes a liar out of me.
How?
I've been arguing with everybody that you didn't kill Dave Harper.
I didn't.
Then what they throw you in jail for? I suppose you wasn't even in the holdup.
Weren't in the holdup, Tagg.
He knows what I mean.
Yeah, I was in the holdup. Uncle Walt would have shot me if I hadn't gone along.
I thought it was something like that.
Why didn't you tell them that at the trial? I was there. You didn't say nothing like that.
Anything like that.
He knows what I mean.
Well, what was the use? The witnesses were stacked against me.
I believe that, too, Jack.
She'd believe anything. After you finish with that suit, can I have it?
What in the world for?
You can cut it down for me, and I'll wear it when the kids play sheriff and bandits.
Oh, Tagg Oakley. Your uncle is the sheriff of this county, and if he saw you wearing a real convict suit, he'd have a stroke.
Oh, he's always saying I'll probably end up wearing one.
Tagg, that's enough. Jack, if you're really innocent in this Harper killing, why didn't you try to clear yourself honorably? Escaping just makes it worse.
I couldn't wait that long, Annie. If I hadn't joined in this prison break, there would have been more murder done. How soon can you get a hold of your uncle?
I can't get in touch with him. He's taken a prisoner to Denver.
Is Lofty Craig still his deputy?
Yes. Lofty's still around.
You didn't?
No. I'm not married to him.
Well, you'd better get Lofty over to my uncle's cabin right away.
Well, did your Uncle Walt kill Dave Harper?
I think so. There's one sure way we can find out. If you'll take Craig to my uncle's cabin, he'll be able to get the real killer and also stop the looting of the mission treasure.
Mission treasure? Jack, there's no such thing. That's just one of those long-lost treasure stories, just the same as the Lost Dutchman's mine.
It is not. There is a mission treasure, and it's in danger. My uncle knows all about it.
Well, maybe I'm not such a liar after all. Anyhow, I'm betting on you, Jack. Tagg, go get Lofty Craig.
How should I know?
Oh, Tagg, go in and find him. Listen, you know where Walt Stone's cabin is, don't you?
Uh-huh.
We'll bring him there. And move.
All right, all right.
I'll go with you to your uncle's cabin, Jack.
It's pretty risky.
So is a spring cola. I'll get my horse.
It's not very pretty. It's the only home I've ever known since my folks died.
I know life with your Uncle Walt hasn't been easy, Jack.
I'll say it wasn't. You get into that wood box there. There's nothing much in it this time of year except black widow spiders and mice.
Well, the black widow spiders I can stand.
There's an old flap of canvas that separates it from the room. You can hear everything.
If those mice are in there, you'll hear everything, too.
Now, you remember, if I have trouble with Uncle Walt, you get out of here fast.
Who is it?
It's me, Jack, Uncle Walt. Open up.
Oh, Jack, all right. Well, well, if it ain't Jackie boy. Come to see his old uncle. All dressed up, too, ain't you? Come in, come in. So you busted out, didn't you?
Yeah, 3 of us. Mort Light and Les Cole and me.
Yeah, I know Mort and Les. You can have my share of them.
Where are my old clothes?
Up there on the shelf. Where'd you think I was? I'll fix you up some coffee.
Did you ever dust around here?
Dust? What for? Just get dusty again. How come you headed straight down here? Might you bring the law down that way?
Had to risk it. Where else could I get clothes?
Well, when you get into your clothes and get some grub to eat, you better get on out. You didn't kill anybody getting out of here, did you?
No, didn't even hurt anybody.
How'd you get out of prison?
A fellow named Steve Raymond brought us some horses.
Yeah, I know him. He's no better than the rest. Whose idea was it in the first place?
I'll tell you that later, Uncle Walt. What's important now is that you're in danger, big danger.
Danger? Well, who from? You mean Mort Lyden and them others? No, Mort and me will trade even Steven. He's after that mission treasure. But he can't get it without my map, and I can't get it without his'n. So it's a standoff. A Mexican standoff. Now, what's the danger?
I'll tell you that when you tell me who fired the shot that killed Dave Harper.
Oh, smart, ain't you? Well, since you ain't got a gun, I'll tell you. I shot him. Yes, Jackie boy, I shot him. Sometimes you don't want to kill a man, but you just downright have to. That's the way it was that day.
Why'd you hold up the bank in the first place? You know I didn't want any part of it.
I know you didn't. But we had to have money to finance that mission treasure job. I made you go along so we'd have enough men. And when Dave Harper started toward that door for help, I downed him.
One more thing. Just what is the mission treasure?
Well, it's a pretty thing. Just to think about, even. Worth $1 million, maybe more. Wait till I fix that consarn stove. Dog's trying to poke me out. Yeah, I'll fix it. When the Spaniards started building missions in California, they sent a 100-mule pack team down from Mexico City. Gold candlesticks, jeweled altar vessels, stuff like that. Well, they got to Mission Guadalupe. That's where Las Palmas is, when the Apaches jumped them up. Well, they unset the stones, melted down the gold, and buried the whole shooting match. Now, there's only one map showing where that stuff is, and I got half of it.
How'd you get it?
Dead man gave it to me.
Dead man?
Oh, of course, he wasn't dead when he gave it to me, but he's pretty dead now. Now, what's this danger I'm in?
Hide me somewhere.
The wood box. Just family, just family. Jackie boy here was just trying to do his old uncle a good turn. No guns needed. No guns needed at all.
What did I tell you?
I ought to pistol whip you to jelly for slugging me.
Take it easy.
Go ahead, Steve. Little beating do him good. Teach him who his friends are.
Wait a minute. Take it easy. I told you the boy's just trying to do me a favor.
I'll let the kid alone.
That's better. That's better. I'll hot up the coffee for you.
No time, Walt. This trip we aim to get that mission treasure. Let's talk business.
I always said you was a man after my own heart, Mort. Got your map?
I got it. I rode right to it and dug it up. As soon as I got a horse under it. What's yours?
I'll get it. Here it is. Easy now, easy. There, right where it's torn. That's where the treasure is. What does it say, Mort?
This highfalutin Spanish ain't easy for a man used to border lingo. It says statue, all right, in St. Francis. And a lot of measurements and figures. I got it. Treasure's under the statue of St. Francis.
There's somebody.
Uncle Walt.
There's somebody in the wood box.
Nobody here? Get your horses quick. Come on.
Uncle Walt.
He's dead, now get. Get on your horse. trouble.
Let's make sure.
Better come with us, Jack.
What's the idea of playing dead? You could have killed us.
And that's a hard way to fall for a girl.
I appreciate that, but if I hadn't played dead, I might have been. Thanks anyhow. Gee, Lofty, you know, you're the prettiest thing I've seen all day.
Oh, no, Annie.
Tell him some more, Annie. He eats the stuff up.
Oh, quiet, boy. Hey, you heard about the escaped convicts.
Uh-huh.
That was them.
Well, you can take it back to town and I'll trail him.
No, you'll have to wait for a while on that, Lofty. I've got a dead man I want you to meet.
Dead man? Who?
Walt Stone, up in his cabin.
Why don't you guys let me go? I can't do you any good.
That's the truth if I ever heard it. Jack, who was in that wood box?
I don't know.
It was a girl. We know that much.
Yeah. Any chance it might have been Annie Oakley?
What makes you think that?
Well, she lives somewhere in this part of the country. You told us yourself you used to go to school with her.
She wouldn't have anything to do with me. She's law and order.
Yeah. You're law and order, too, you little sidewinder. You'd turn us in soon as spit if you thought you could get away with it. But you can't. Don't forget, you're a con, too. You were doing time for murder.
Look, I didn't kill Dave Harper. My uncle did.
Yeah? Yeah, but try and prove it. Who's going to believe an escaped convict when he tries to pin a killing on a dead man?
You can't blame me for trying to get away from a convict's life. You'd all like to.
Sure we would, kid. Sometimes a man just can't get her done.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing. I don't want you to do a thing. I just want to make sure you don't give us any more trouble. There's only one way to make sure.
Pull her down to a walk, Mort. I think this kid can be trusted.
What are you talking about? He ran out on us, didn't he?
Sure, sure. But maybe you ran out on somebody sometime. Give him a break.
What do you say, Steve?
It's okay with me. If he crosses me up, I'll shoot him as quick as you will.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon you would at that. Now, about that wood box, was it Annie Oakley?
What difference does it make?
All the difference in the world. Whoever was in that box knows we killed Walt Stone. That's a murder rap for all of us. If it was Annie Oakley, it's twice as bad. She's in real close with the law.
Mort's right, kid. You'd better tell him. We could all hang for this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was her. She caught up with me. To keep her from taking me in, I told her I'd lead her to you fellas. I knew she couldn't get away with it.
Why didn't you shoot her?
Without a gun.
He's right, Mort. He didn't have a gun when he left us.
Well, he could have warned us.
You didn't give me a chance. We're too busy with that map. Look, Mort, all I'm trying to do is to protect my interest in that mission treasure.
Your interest? You mean you're still counting on that?
Why shouldn't I? I can't go the other way.
Listen to the... All right. All right, we'll play it like that, but you got to do something, too. I want Annie Oakley set up for me, cold. You willing to go for it?
Sure. I'll even tell you where you can find her.
Where?
My Uncle Walt's cabin. She sent her brother to bring Lofty Craig out there.
Well, now it sounds like you're leveling with us. Mount up, boys, let's go. And Jack, this time there better not be any cross-ups.
There won't be.
Between dodging mice and listening to Jack's uncle clear him, I was a busy girl. And when the shot was fired, I took out.
Good thing you did.
A real tomahawk. Looks like it might be Sue.
With a head on it shaped like that, it's Apache. And Tagg, leave things alone.
Aw.
Lofty, I know Jack was playing it straight with me. I heard his uncle admit killing Dave Harper.
And why didn't Jack quit them when they left here?
A real Indian drum. Looks like it might be Navajo.
With tribal markings on it like this, it's Apache, too. You better study your Indians, boy. And Tagg, leave things alone. Lofty, I'll tell you why he didn't quit them. There were probably 3 six-shooters trained right on him.
You can think of a million outs for Jack Stone. You know, come to think of it, you were sweet on him in school.
Oh, Lofty. I do believe you're jealous.
Who, me? Jealous of a convict?
See, that's just it. Jack is a convict, but I think unjustly so. That's what I'm trying to straighten out.
Aw, kiss him, Annie. That'll shut him up.
Tagg Oakley, I'll...
Come on and kiss him.
I think I will.
You better make it a good one. It's gonna be your last. Jack, you and Les know what to do with them. Take them outside.
Take it easy, Mort. We don't have to kill him.
What's the matter? You scared again?
No, it ain't that. It's just stupid to pile up a bunch of killings when you don't have to.
Sure, we don't have to kill them.
Use those. Handcuff them together over that beam. They'll be there a week.
Yeah. Yeah, that ain't a bad idea at that. Go ahead, Les. Do what the kid says. Come on, get over there.
Come on, put your hand over there.
Hanging there like that, they can do all the kissing they want. All right, now you. Guess maybe I was all wrong about you.
Tagg!
Take it easy, Annie.
You were right, Mort. The kid was trying to make a getaway through that woodbox.
Smart kid. Go get his horse. He's probably out in the brush. Give him a hand. I bet you were aiming to get out of here and bring a posse right back, weren't you?
I wasn't going after no posse. I was gonna warn him at the mission. I know what you guys are after.
Well, we want to keep you happy, kid. You want to go to the mission, you can go with us. You got the 6-gun?
Right here.
All right, let's go. Come on.
See if you can reach that pelt, Lofty.
You want that mangy old thing for?
Not for a fur coat, you dunce. Just get it.
Come it. Look! You settle down and behave yourself.
Now, wait a minute. All right, now, hold it just a second.
This ought to muffle the sound.
Now wrap it around.
Carefully, don't blow my hand off.
Well, if you don't think I can shoot any better than that, I ought to blow your hand off. Now, watch your head. Oh. Let's see, the key over here somewhere.
It's on the table there. That's it.
Get it? All right, come on, Lofty, let's go.
You men can't do this. This is church property.
Sorry, Padre, we're looking for something.
Stop it.
Sure we will. You tell us what's inside the statue.
It just won't move.
It's gotta move. That's what the map said.
Stop it. You'll smash it.
She's coming. Come on, give it up. That's it.
Chest. Get hold of it. This is a sacrilege. Vandalism.
Look at it's gold, boys. Pure gold. I knew you'd find a way to cross us.
Nice work, Jack. You don't need to worry about what's going to happen anymore.
Thanks, Annie. I guess it was a long shot taking him to my uncle's cabin, but it worked out the way I hoped it would.
Annie's great at long shots.